In this video, I'll be demonstrating how you can use the Finger Drum Bible to improve your finger drumming skills, learn a bunch of new beat styles in 14 different genres. The Finger Drum Bible is one of a kind, and I designed it so that you can use it away from your computer and give you a welcomed break from all the screens that we're bombarded with on a daily basis. This is great because a lot of the equipment that you're finding nowadays for doing music production are becoming standalone. So, how much fun is it to sit in the park and work on your finger drumming while you're also enjoying the fresh air? So this is, of course, it doesn't require any batteries, and there is enough content in here to keep you learning new beats for a very long time. If you were to learn approximately one beat per day, you could foreseeably learn one beat every day of the year for a whole year. I've also included a bunch of drum fills that you can add to the end of every single one of these beats. So there's just lots to learn here, and it's fairly easy to get started. So in this video, I'll demonstrate how you can use the Finger Drum Bible to get started with your finger drumming. On each of the pages, you have the title of the beat located on the left-hand side and the genre on the right-hand side. Now, there are 14 genres. I tried to choose modern and popular genres. Of course, there's a lot of trap in there: pop, urban, dance, house, hip-hop, and many more. Each one of these beats has an individual QR code that you can scan with your phone, which will bring you to my website where you can hear a preview of the beat in the beat's native BPM. Now, as you're practicing, you're absolutely going to want to practice at a slower BPM, but using this QR code allows you to browse through all of the beats inside of the book in audio form, so you can kind of get a sense for what types of beats you'd like to work on first. And then also just gives you a good idea of how the beat should sound if you're doing it correctly. The BPM here is indicated for each genre. So if you are using some type of a metronome or you're plugged into a DAW like Ableton Live, I recommend absolutely using that metronome feature to help you stay on time. Now, the next thing that you'll notice is these grids here. The grids each represent a 16th note count. You can count these grids as follows. So moving from left to right, top down: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now, if you were just to count the first column on the left, that would be like you're counting quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So this gives you the foundation of each beat. A lot of the beats also include a small drum fill at the end and some slight variation throughout. Now, there are a couple ways that you can approach learning each beat. As you're getting started out, I recommend that you play around with a few different styles of reading these until you find one or more that suits your learning style. Now, for me personally, I like to take small chunks of the beat and practice them as loops over and over and over again. So I might start with the first 2 rows. So 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and just loop that until I have it nailed. And then I'll move down and I'll add the next 2 rows below it. So then I'll just be working on this top quarter of the entire tablature page here until I feel comfortable, and then I'll add more rows below. Another way that you can read this instead is, of course, either only reading the first column, so just using the quarter note counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Or once you have that mastered, you can skip the second and fourth column to play only eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At the beginning of the book, you'll find all of the information that I've just described to you here. I've also included a very important diagram here that indicates the standard pad layout for this book. Now, this is a crucial part of the book because each of these grids that you see on every page represent a sound that needs to be triggered. So if you don't have your controller set up to match the standard pad layout, then what might be intended as a hi-hat or a snare drum could be something completely unrelated, which, to be honest, in some ways can create some interesting new variations on a beat. But while you're learning, you'll definitely want to make sure that you're following the standard pad layout so that you can reference the beat references on the website, and it'll just make it a little bit easier for you to learn. This video isn't going to describe to you how you can assign sounds to each one of your pads for your device, but I recommend that you just do a Google search or check on YouTube for that information on your specific device. Or if I've made a video about your device, you'll find a link right here, and that will take you to all of the device setups. One note about the order of the beats that I will also be updating in Volume 2 is the beats have been ordered in alphabetical order, which means that the very first beats, although they are, fairly straightforward, for example, Cool Cruise, let's say Crew Cadence here, you can see that on some of these 16th notes, there are quite a few pads that have to be hit at once. I would say this is more of an intermediate level beat, whereas something that's a little bit more sparse, like Chill Charisma here, you can see that fewer pads are being hit at one time. So this would be considered an easier beat to play. So just keep that in mind. They aren't ordered in the order of difficulty, but for future volumes, I will be sure to add a section of easy beats for practice at the beginning, and then I'll likely include some kind of a spiciness rating up at the top, so you know which ones are going to be most challenging. I hope that this video was extremely helpful for you, learning finger drumming using the Finger Drum Bible. Thank you for purchasing the book, and just keep in mind that practice makes perfect, little often make much, and if you keep practicing every day, you'll be a finger drumming pro in no time. If you're interested in purchasing the Finger Drum Bible, I've left a link down in the description below, and I really thank you in advance for picking that up and hope you enjoy it thoroughly.